Hey everyone, another episode of Matches 101, a guide to show you what this whole matches thing is all about. How to get involved, how to play it, how to find players, how to play the matches, and how to have fun. This is episode 4, communications, voice comms actually. And in this episode I'm going to talk about some real basic things about voice comms. What are they, why they're important, the different options there are in terms of pieces of software that you can utilize, as well as some basic tips and discussions of how you should and shouldn't use voice comms. And then finally, some final thoughts. So I'm going to take a sip of this coffee a little bit, but you'll see this picture over here. It is a picture that is very topical because just a few weeks ago was Penny Arcade Expo 2012 in Seattle. And the reason why I have this photo is that this is actually a photo of my team at Penny Arcade Expo playing in the World in Conflict tournament, which was a RTS team-based tournament back in 2007, 5 years ago. And yet you can see that what are we doing? Even though that we're all there in the flesh, play with each other, look, we're all wearing headphones. And we all have microphones. So we got a microphone here, you got a microphone there. We all have microphones because we all are using voice comms. So some of you may say, hey, daskro, what about you? You're not in this picture. I'm taking the photo. But here's a picture of me. Oh, my goodness, 5 years ago. 5 years younger, maybe 10 pounds lighter at the very most. Super, super serious. Why am I super serious? Because this photo over here was taken during the semifinals. And if we did not win the semifinals, we would not win enough of the prize pool to pay for our hotel and travel expenses. And so we really had to win that, or else we'd all be out a lot of money. And so that's the thing that you got to do when you go to these live events is you have to sort of think to yourself, okay, what are my chances of getting within the money? And then if I get within the money, am I going to have enough money to pay for all my expenses just to get there and play? And so in this particular event, we won the semis, but we lost the finals. We got second place. Oh, it was close. But we still made enough money to cover everything, so fun times were had. We all came out of it in the black, so it's all good. And you can notice from this photo that I'm wearing a pair of headphones. You guys recognize those headphones? It's these headphones. These Sony MDR V600s. These guys have lasted me over 5 years. These are 5 years old from that photo. However, I've had these for probably 8 years now, maybe 7 years. They're still working. That's quality. And these are studio headphones. These are not gaming headphones. And I also have this sort of weird microphone. I'm actually using just the microphone on that second headset because I didn't bring my own microphone in that particular event. Anyway, let's go into communication stuff. Enough about me. Why is using voice comms important? Talking to your friends while you're playing or talking to your teammates while you're playing. Why is it important? Well, the first thing of why it's important is, one, it creates a much greater sense of situational awareness. So as opposed to looking at the mini-map and bringing it up and saying, okay, I see that here at A point there's 2 enemy guys, and I see at B point I have 2 friendly guys. Instead, your teammate who may be at A says, hey, there are 2 enemy guys here, and you can just remember that instead of just looking on the mini-map. And likewise, you can tell him just the same thing, and it allows you to get a much better situational awareness, and it allows you to improve your decisions that you make because you have a much greater picture of what's going on that map. Allocating the resources, you're a resource. Not just the tanks as an asset, but you are a resource. And your position in that map is going to be important. And if you can better allocate yourself, because there are certain places where there's not much of a threat and there's places where there's a lot of threat, if you can position yourself to ward off those highest threats, and you're going to win. The second thing it does is that it allows you to better understand your teammates, what their thoughts are. Your teammates can say, I am going to this point, and you know, okay, they're going to this point means I don't need to be there, or they need help because I know there's a bunch of guys there. It allows you to understand their intentions and also understands their sort of inclinations and things. Listening to people on voice comm is different than using the comm or using text chat because you get to hear all sort of the nonverbals, the size, the inflections, the tone of their voice, the pitch, other things of that nature. Those things can be used to really get an idea of what people are trying to say, what trying to do, whether they have frustration, whether they're happy, that kind of thing. Then finally, you get to have this conversation with these people both before and after the game to talk about what went right, what went wrong, how can you improve, or even little tips and tricks here. Oh, I didn't know that you could fast reload the RPG-7. How'd you do it? Oh, it's really easy. You just, you load it until it goes into 1, and then you change weapons, and you're good to go. Those kind of things are really sort of organic when you talk to people over voice comms like this. But it is not easy. As it says down there, it is not easy. It's not easy because if you're not used to using voice comms and communicating with a kind of game, then it may be a bit difficult to get used to. Talking to people while you're playing may be something that wouldn't be easy. It'd almost be like you're used to riding a bike, but now you're trying to ride a bike and talk on your cell phone, a wireless cell phone that you're not holding it. It may be a little more difficult. It's that kind of thing. Anyway, let's go to keep on going in this. What are the different types of communication softwares out there? Now, I'm going to hold off just for a second. Stop just one moment. I'm talking about just PC for right now. Console guys, you have it good. You have an integrated voice over IP, which is VoIP. It allows you to talk to your teammates while in game using your headset and your microphone. It's super easy. You guys have it good. You really do. This part of the video you don't have to really worry about. PC guys, not so much. Battlelog has an integrated voice over IP when you create a party system, but it's not that good. It really isn't. It's so limited. It has a lot of problems in terms of configuration, and you can only do it within the purview of that party. Now, because of that, there are some third-party options that you can utilize. Each of these require a server. Now, you can use a community server or you can buy a server. It's much like renting a game server, albeit a whole lot cheaper. And the three options we have are Ventrilo, Mumble, and TeamSpeak. And let's go into these three different applications. Ventrilo has great audio quality. Mumble has the fast response time, and TeamSpeak has the best options. What do I mean by this? Well, in terms of the quality of audio, like how nice the audio sounds, Ventrilo really is the best, in my opinion. It really is crisp, clear, concise sounds, but it has some additional latency added to it, or lag, if you will, when you are listening to it and talking to each other in terms of the interaction. Mumble, on the other hand, doesn't have that problem. Mumble is super fast in terms of interaction, and whatever your actual latency is from you to the server is actually going to be what you're going to be experiencing. The quality, not nearly as good, but that's okay, because if you're really into just getting that information back and forth, you can deal with degraded comms in terms of the quality. Then finally, TeamSpeak 3 is a application that is sort of in between in terms of quality and in latency compared to the other two. However, it has some really, really advanced in-game comms. So I'm actually going to show you guys real quick what this actually looks like when you actually connect to it. So I'm going to open up Mumble, and I'm going to join up, and I'm just going to join a random server. I'm going to join the Minions community server. I have it saved on my server list, and I'm going to connect to it. And I'm connected. And when I'm connected, I see all these different chat rooms. I can go in these different chat rooms. And so let's just pretend for a second that I'm going to go into a chat room. I see a guy named Combat Mage. I'm going to just go ahead and say hello. Watch this.
You were unsuppressed.
Hey, Combat Mage, how you doing?
Good, how's it going, man?
Doing not too bad. Are you going to be here for the practice in a few hours?
Oh, when is that going to be? What time?
3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to make it.
Oh, that's too bad. All right, I got to get going, but just wait to say hello.
All right, if I can make it, I'll be there.
Sounds good. Until then.
All right, man.
Disconnected from server.
And wow, it was that easy. It was that easy to have that conversation with him. And you'll notice, though, that I was sort of pausing and I was listening to him, and then I was saying something again. That's because this is really important for the next topic. Basic hardware setup. I was using what is called a push-to-talk key. Now, what do I mean by that? Most applications like Skype, like I believe Xbox Live and PS3 also use this, and Battlelog use what's called voice activation. It's your microphone has a certain sensitivity, and when you speak loud enough that it breaks that threshold, and then transmit whatever that microphone hears to the person. The problem with that, though, is if you have a dog that's barking, then suddenly it's going to transmit the dog barking. If there's a lawnmower in the background, it's going to transmit the lawnmower. If your mom is yelling at you, or your girlfriend, in my case, it's going to pick that up. We don't want our teammates to hear that. And you can check out some of these YouTube videos of these epic events where this 12-year-old's playing Call of Duty, and then his mom comes in and yells at him, and he starts griping about taking out the trash, and it's all very humorous, but it's all very distracting. Push to talk circumvents this by essentially having a keybind on your mouse or keyboard that you have to push in order to talk to other people. It's like a walkie-talkie. Using a walkie-talkie, you push that walkie-talkie button down, you say what you want to say, and then you let it go. That's all it is. I use push to talk. Most people who use Voicecomms a lot use push to talk, or have calibrated their voice activated and have basically cordoned off their room so there's no other sounds interaction, and so they can actually utilize it. But most people use push to talk. It may be a little problematic to get used to. However, after a few weeks, you'll get used to it pretty easily. The next thing, speakers versus headset. Now, going along with push to talk, if you're not using push to talk, if you're using voice activated, speakers can also interfere with it. If your speakers are loud enough, they'll trip off your microphone, and then you go this reverb. That's not good. I use headsets. Most gamers use headsets. Some guys use headphones. It's all personal preference, though. If you're not distracting your teammates by using a speaker, then fine. You can use speakers all you like. Doesn't matter. And then finally, desk mic versus headset mic. Now, I'm using a desk mic. I've used headset mics, but it's all to personal preference. So let me actually talk a little bit about some of the hardware that I have. So what am I using right now? I got the Sony MDR V600s. I have my microphone. Let me just kind of move this up. We're gonna move my camera right here. There's my microphone. It's right here. This is a C Media USB microphone with a pop screen. Don't worry about all that stuff over there. Just worry about the microphone. We'll go back here though. Right back there. Oh, there you go. Now, those are just what I use right now, but I've used a ton of different things. Where are my other things that I've used? Oh, here they are. I have... Oh, you can't hear me. I have a pair of Logitech wireless headphones. There are some backup headphones that I use. They have an integrated microphone into it. You got to charge them. That's okay. These are actually the headphones that were recommended to me by Rival X Factor, and they were on clearance. And so I said, why not? I love having a pair of backup headphones just in case. And so he uses these a lot. These aren't that comfortable compared to my Sony MDR V600. I don't think the audio quality is nearly as good. Which would make sense because it's a wireless, it doesn't have much power going into it. But he likes them, and so it's all to personal preference. What else do I got? Oh, I got this one right here. This is my old desk mic. This is just a LabTech microphone. It's got a mic on, mic off switch. I don't want to say that it's a what's it called, boom microphone. It's a microphone that only captures a little area in front of it, doesn't capture the sides. But I forget what that's called now. But this one is actually also pretty good as well. But nonetheless, though, you have options out there. And another reason why voice or push to talk is so good to have is if you're running some gamer peripherals, like for instance, I have a Razer mechanical keyboard. I'm gonna actually just push these buttons a few times. So listen to this. You guys can hear that? Oh my goodness! You can hear me type. I don't want you guys on Voicecomms hear me clicking every time that I talk. Every time that I click the buttons. That's why I use push to talk. It allows me to spare you all that sounds and stuff. So, oh yeah, final thoughts. So, final thoughts. Voice servers, and this is more philosophical in nature. Voice servers are micro communities. They are communities of people that have different characters or personalities in those given servers. It makes it a little bit getting used to. It's sort of like going to a new bar or going to a new gym or something. First few times you go there, you may feel a bit foreign, but once you get used to the people and say hello and be a genuine person, you'll fit right in. It really isn't that bad. And that really goes to the next point here. Unlike a local community, these people in these Voicecomms servers are going to come from different walks of life. They're going to come from different places. They're going to come from even different parts of the world. And you got to be a bit considerate, or tolerant at least, in terms of what they say, how they say things, and they may use certain expressions that you have no idea what they're talking about. And just be considerate. Finally, the two other ones, and these are the last two: be serious and don't be serious, and don't be a dick. What do I mean by that? be serious in the sense that you want to play that objective, you want to have fun, but don't be super serious that you're ragging on people. If someone messed up, be nice about critiquing them. Be considerate of them, because in the end, you're all about playing as a team and winning as a team. And if you are having such personality strains, and sometimes that happens regardless, you're not going to help anything. And finally, don't be a dick. Seriously, it's so easy to be a dick on the internet. It really is, because even with a webcam, even with Voicecomms, I know I'm hundreds if not thousands of miles away from these people. I know I'll never actually see these people in person ever. It's tempting just to go off on people, but you know what? There's someone on the other side there, and you're creating these relationships with these people that you're gonna play with them for hours on end. And just because they can't punch you in the face doesn't mean that you shouldn't say something that deserves to be punched in the face. Does that make sense? Or the other way around. Something like that. You get the idea. Nevertheless, though, those are the final thoughts about Voicecomms. Use them. They're really good. They're a lot of fun. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for tuning in. Until next time, episode 5, talking about getting to matches. I'll see you around.